Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for August 2023. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that I was actually recording. But you have this social media card. It says make money with social media. It will be very lucrative. Influencer, YouTuber, etc. Grow your social media presence and build your reputation. There you go. You have this helper card. It says think before you offer help to set healthy boundaries. Make sure your goals are yours and not someone else's. It's kind of interesting. A lot of people have had these cards that really do have said something similar to that, to make sure that you are living your truth, which we see right here, Ace of Swords. So make sure you're living your truth and not someone else's truth. Make sure you're doing the things that you want to do and not what someone else wants you to do, right? And that's clearly going to be very important for you. Obviously, if you work in social media or if you have a business that has social media, this could be a very good reading for you, and it would encourage you to get involved in social media or do something involving social media. So that looks good. You have the Five of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Page of Swords. The Five of Pentacles, of course, can be a card of being left out in the cold. But really, I feel like it's saying focus on your strengths, because you go down to the Six of Pentacles right here, Gemini. Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. Six of Pentacles says, are you giving to things that give back to you? I look at Six of Pentacles as a card of planting seeds, like you're putting energy into something, and is it growing or not? And if the answer is yes, then keep putting energy into it. If the answer is no, then it's time to stop, or time to look at something else. So for whatever reason, multiple people this month have had this type of energy where I feel like the universe really wants us to pay attention to what we're doing in all activities, everything you do. And I feel like it's like the universe is saying, is what you're doing important? Is it leading to something bigger and better, or is it just keeping you stuck, right? And I can't answer that question for you. You're going to have to explore and, look at the things that matter to you in life and find the truth. The Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is also a card of laser-like focus. And I always say that, are you doing things that you can't focus on, or are you doing things that steal your attention? And I feel you need to look at things in your life and say, what can I really focus on and what can I not focus on? And I would just do more of the things that you can focus on. This could also be a victory coming in for you. I kind of feel that there is a victory. We go this way right here to the Three of Cups from the Eight of Swords. So this could be you setting yourself free financially, or you could be discovering something more financially that is setting you free financially. You have the Page of Swords. I do feel some of you could have a person from the past as well that is kind of spying on you. Venus retrograde. I feel like this person is probably still a liar, so wouldn't even worry about it here, Gemini. I would just totally let it go, plain and simple. With the Five of Pentacles here, you have the Empress. So you have the Empress twice. Look at this. Empress, Empress. Clearly, there could be abundance coming in for you. But, the Magician would kind of say, hey, are you using the right skills? But even more than that, the Magician is literally pointing down to the Seven of Swords. This would represent tactics, like needing to be tactical. The Seven of Swords is a card of outside of lying, cheating, stealing. It's a card of doing things the smart way. And the Magician says you have mastery over all the suits in the tarot, so you have a bunch of skills in life. But clearly, if you are stuck, then you're using the wrong skill, and you need to be more tactical. Or you need to, the way that I look at the Seven of Swords is, it's if you have a problem or an issue, or even if you're just trying to grow your business, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It could be a good thing, like you're trying to grow your business, or maybe you're trying to improve your relationship. The Seven of Swords says you don't go straight at it. You don't have to attack something head on. It says, is there a better way or smarter way? Can you work smarter? And these are the questions I would be asking myself if I were you. I would also be asking yourself, are there skills that you're not using with that Magician? Are there things that or talents, gifts, skills, and abilities you have that you're not applying to, your career or to improving your finances or your relationship? With the Ace of Swords, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, again, is focused, kind of like, I feel like you need to work on something here. Knight of Pentacles is no movement, but really, I actually feel progress for you. He can represent progress. Usually, I find him to be a little bit too slow, but I feel like you could be making great progress on something here. With the Page of Swords, you have the Two of Swords. I feel like you need to get away from this. Two of Swords, she normally has that new island behind her, the lady on the Two of Swords. She's got the swords over her heart. She's trying to protect her heart, but there's like a third place behind her. There's something else, and I do feel this is encouraging you to move away from something. This is kind of weird because this gives me the vibes of someone who's trying to negotiate a relationship. Here's the thing is I believe you cannot negotiate desire, plain and simple. I don't think, I see relationships where it's like two people are trying to negotiate basically desire for each other, and that never works. There just needs to be desire, and it's kind of like a hard thing to wrap your head around. But it's like, here's the problem is that, to me, relationships are not logical in the first place. So when you start applying logic, which is what negotiation is, it kills the romance, right? So I think that there are better ways. And I'm not saying, like, if you're at that negotiation stage with a person, I'm not saying that the relationship is over, right? There might... And again, I'm not an expert on this. I'm not the person that should be giving you advice on this, but I'm just saying, right? What I would say is I'm not quite sure yet because I don't know. I don't have enough experience, right? I'm just too young. But I would say that, I think that there's probably a better way. There are probably better ways to keep the romance alive. You know what I mean? I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts about this. I have to organize my thoughts, and they're not organized, so I have no clue what to say, but there you go. If you're at that stage, I don't know, maybe not. You have this, especially if you're broken up with this person, you know what I mean? They could be trying to negotiate their way back in. I would say no. You have this middle of the month card. It says opposite of what is expected. Something will be renewed. The crazy thing is you have this end of the month card. It says timing will be perfect. Pay attention to the details. So I definitely feel you need to pay attention to details. Again, Ace of Swords, laser-like focus, being super, super precise, being super, super focused on whatever it is you're doing. So, again, I would pay attention. You might catch something, if you're working on a project or you're working on a business, there might be some sort of detail that you catch that actually leads to a lot of abundance. You have the Magician, the Six of Pentacles, and the Strength card. The Magician is about needing to have a new beginning, and it's a card of attraction as well. I also feel that if you're attracting, if a past person is coming in, the thing is I feel like you are very different and they are not. That never works. Again, I always say that if you're going to go back to an ex, it's like the two people, both of you will have had to have changed. It didn't work out the first time for a reason. So I always tell people, it's like, if you're going back, I mean, fine, make the mistake. I've made the mistake, go for it. But, at the same time, it's like, if you haven't changed and they haven't changed, then everything is going to happen the same. So, again, I think this is saying it would be better for you to attract a new situation, or you are. You have the Six of Pentacles. This is probably the only thing I would pay attention to if I were you at this time. Six of Pentacles is cause and effect, and it says if you put energy into something, does it grow? If the answer is yes, then keep going. If the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. I think that really justice, basically, Six of Pentacles, he's holding this scale right here, just like the Justice card, but I believe justice energy is the answer to the rest of our lives. Really, this is like the only energy we need to pay attention to, is the evidence we're getting from the energy we put into things, and if we pay attention, we'll be very successful. You have the Strength card here. I feel you've been very patient. Maybe you're waiting for a commitment, or you're feeling stuck on commitments, or you're hoping for a commitment that can come in. And, I feel like your patience is going to pay off. This to me looks like, obviously could be marriage. You have this pig spirit, and that pig has wings on that card. It's like when pigs fly. So, for some of you, you might be saying, oh, I'll find love when pigs fly. But it could be love that is entering into your life here. With the Magician, you have the Five of Swords, definitely a separation that has happened and going this direction here. So this could happen a while ago as well, but, Venus retrograde. So Venus only goes retrograde like every 2 years, 18 months really, and every 18 months. And, so it could be one of those things where you're thinking about this person now. It could have happened 18 months ago, right? Could have happened longer ago, really. But, with Venus retrograde, you could be revisiting these ideas. I feel like it's saying you need to see like what kept you stuck in the situation, what wasn't worth it, so that you can actually find a blessing in a relationship, right? With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. There you go. Yes, this seems to be kind of a love reading for some of you. So if you want love, I would pay attention to the Six of Pentacles, equal give and take. I don't think relationships are ever truly equal. I think it's impossible to find, everybody talks about 50-50. I think that's BS, number one. I also think people that say, yeah, I want 100-100. I also think that's BS, because you probably want someone with a job, right? So they can't give you 100%. You probably have a job. You can't give them 100%, right? I think we need to stop with the numbers, stop with the tables, stop with all the things, right? And all that other stuff, and just find a person who tries to keep the romance alive, plain and simple, right? And doesn't try to negotiate, because because that doesn't work, is what I would say. But I don't know. I could go on and on about this. But what I would say is equal give and take. It's like if you put energy in, do they at least try? Plain and simple. With the strength card, you have the moon. The moon is kind of illusions, fantasies, but I really feel that this is, I don't know what is the word I'm looking for? I'm not sure. But anyway, I feel this way. It's almost like you feel that something that you want is just an illusion, that it doesn't exist. But I actually feel you could be attracting a person that does exist, where maybe you're I'm not saying you're like jaded or anything like that, but maybe you're kind of like, well, probably what I want doesn't exist. Or you could be thinking that in your head. You could be thinking, I've tried and just I can't find this. But I feel like you're saying to yourself, you know what, maybe I'm the one that thinks that this exists, but it doesn't. But I actually feel that you are going to find something that does exist right here. So I don't know. I hope what I just said made sense. That was like a word salad. But next, you have this card that says, learn new things. It will help you in the future. We are in a time of learning, so anything new you could learn would be great. You have this card that says, something from your past will resurface. It's okay to revisit. So, like I said, definitely could be kind of, a person from the past. I would be careful if this person was a liar, cheater, stealer, Seven of Swords, Maybe you're just getting closure from the situation or you're learning from it. So there you go. I also feel that this could be you revisiting an idea, though. We have the Empress, Eight of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. See, I kind of get here with the Eight of Swords and the Queen of Swords that you could be examining an idea or something that you used to do, like work-wise, business-wise, and you could be looking at it and saying to yourself, it's almost as if you're in a different position, in life. Maybe years ago you tried to have a business and it didn't work, but now you're making more money, so maybe now you have more time, and it's just the environment is different, things are different, so you're more able to do it. Same thing with love. It's like maybe you've had a lot of love, but in things haven't gone great, but you've also learned from all those relationships, so now you're in a better position because you've educated yourself through experience, and because of that, you are now clear on what you need to do. So love this. I always say to people, so many people tell me, oh, my past 3 exes all cheated on me, I'm giving up on love. I'm like, you're just saying you didn't learn from those 3 people, because they all told you exactly what was going to happen, probably at the beginning of the relationship. People reveal to us who they are very quickly. I truly believe that. Every single person I've ever been with told me exactly what was going to happen pretty much day one, right? I just chose not to listen. And by the way, I don't regret it at all. I think life is about having experiences. I do not believe that we should stop ourselves from having experiences that we want to have, because that's the whole point of life. If you want to live in a bubble, if you truly want to protect yourself from something or from life, you would live in a bubble, right? You wouldn't even date in general, because things could always happen. Sorry, this deck is a mess. But, you wouldn't do anything. So it's like, I am against that. Again, even if I meet people, a new person in the future, right, and they tell me something up front, it's like, I'll probably still take the chance if I like them, because, people can change. And also, you just never know, right? You never know what could happen. That's the whole point of life. I rather have experiences, and I rather not be leaving comments on YouTube videos talking about exes and how they cheated and how I'm never going to have love again, because that says that those people control your life. So, there you go. But what I would say here is I feel you've learned what to pay attention to here with the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is also coming up in the good stuff. So I do feel like good things are going to be happening for you. You have the Empress. You're very attractive at this time. Could be attracting love. Could also be just attracting abundance at this time. The Empress also represents learning. She has these 12 stars on her crown there. And the 12 stars represent the fact that she's been through all 12 signs of the zodiac. She has learned from all 12 signs. So clearly you are kind of here in a position of wisdom and knowledge. So I feel that should give you confidence, right? With the Empress, you have the Four of Cups. Definitely disappointments in love. There's a cup normally reaching out from the clouds on the Four of Cups, and the person's kind of ignoring it. But I do feel there could be a new love offer coming in that you shouldn't ignore. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Fool. See, I'm thinking you're about to take a risk here. The Eight of Swords is self-imposed restriction. The Fool would be taking a leap of faith so that you can set yourself free. So I feel setting yourself free or having a new beginning would be a great idea for you. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment coming in for you. Nine of Cups is also about bathing in an energy of what you want. It's like you've seen what you don't want in some situation in your life, so now it's time to start being in the energy of what you do want so that you can have it. I always tell people, be careful. Again, people who leave the comments about their 3Xs or 10Xs or whatever, I'm like, look at the story you're telling. You are telling the same story to yourself over. You're just telling that story over and over and over again. That's why I don't do X-back readings because, again, not that I'm not criticizing other readers and what they do. I feel like it's perfectly fine. I even said in an interview a while ago, someone asked me about that. They said, why don't you do X-back readings? And I was like, well, because I'm basically against it because you're just telling the same story over and over and over again. And they said, so are you against the readers that read about X's? I said, well, actually, no, because maybe, by listening to those readings, again, I don't know, but it's like, maybe by listening to those readings, it actually helps people get over their X much faster. So maybe normally it would take you like a year to get over a person, but maybe by listening to those X back readings, right? Maybe it only takes you 6 months or 3 months or less. So, I don't know, maybe it's actually helpful, right? I'm not going to judge whatever's going on, but what I would say is the reason I don't read about X's is because, again, it's just telling the same story that you don't want to hear, that you shouldn't be telling yourself, that you shouldn't be listening to, right? You should be telling the story of what you want, plain and simple. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this card that says Spirit has your back, this eagle spirit. You have this pig spirit. It says use your mind wisely. Yes, definitely time to use your thinking cap here. I also feel that something, I feel like something could be happening that you just don't think was possible for you. It could be like an amazing connection, or it could be something happening with your abundance as well. You have the Hierophant, the Three of Cups, and the Seven of Swords. Definitely could be marriage or a person that you could marry. I also do feel there are blessings coming in for you. If it wants to focus, he is making the symbol right here with his hands, and he is blessing these two people right here. So he is the bridge between the heavens and the earth. If there's something that you're trying to manifest in your life, this could be you receiving the blessing of whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, which is great. You have the Three of Cups here. Three of Cups is a celebration, so I do feel there could be a big celebration or happiness coming in for you. I would encourage you to socialize, especially if you're working too hard this month or if you're putting too much energy into work. I feel like you need to spend more time doing like what matters to you or things that bring you happiness. You have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords can be lying, cheating, stealing, but really it's a card of tactics. So I feel that there are things that you could do. It's like there's probably a better way to do anything. Anything you want to do, I would look at it and say, is there another way to do it? Or is there a more tactical way I could do what I want to do? And, that it'll probably just be helpful for you this month. With the Hierophant, you have the Sun. A lot of happiness coming in here. Could be a Leo coming in for you. But I also feel there could be a lot of happiness and joy just in general coming in for you. I would work on manifestation this month. You have the Magician and the Hierophant. It might be a good month to just only try to manifest things on your own, not trying to manifest like a person or something like that. I would focus on, making yourself the best version of yourself and then try to manifest a person, right? With the Three of Cups, you have the Queen of Cups. I thought you had another Cups card here for some reason. No, you have the Nine of Cups, but I meant like another court card. But the Queen of Cups kind of represents valuing your heart. She literally, on this version, she has that heart in her hands. The Queen of Cups, she really, really values how she feels about things. So if something feels good, she does it. If something is against her feeling, she doesn't do it. So I would pay attention to that. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Hermit. This is coming up in the good stuff. So again, you could be kind of stepping out into public or you could be exposing yourself in public more, and not don't get arrested, not like that way, but you could be more open with things that you're sharing in public, or you could be more willing to socialize and things like that is what I'm getting at here. So I feel it would be a really good month for you to do that, to, kind of socialize, meet new people, recharge your batteries, Three of Cups, all that other stuff. But we're going to pull 5 main themes now. You have this wall card. It says misunderstanding. Again, Mercury retrograde at the end of the month, August 23rd, Mercury retrograde. Might as well just say the whole month because, with the shadow plus Venus retrograde for the entire month, So, again, a lot of you, there could be some misunderstandings. I feel that, again, during retrograde times, it's just better to enter into the time knowing that there will be misunderstandings, so that when there's a misunderstanding, you can just say to yourself that it's just a misunderstanding because of the retrograde, it'll clear up after. You have this announcement card. I was getting something here on this hermit about announcing something or exposing something. So you could be exposing your truth to the world. You have the Ace of Swords as well. If you want to make any announcements, or if you're if you're producing something, now would be a good time to do it. You have this gavel. It says involvement with the law. If you're dealing with the law, can we get clarity? This says November. I feel like things will probably clear up by November, or there could be some answers in the month of November. You have this chair empty. It says someone is leaving your life, probably this past person. Again, if someone does come back, it might be for closure or clarity, and then you just kind of move on from it. You have this teardrops card. It says great personal sorrow. Some of you could be freeing yourself from a connection where there was great personal sorrow. For the most part, I feel like this reading is saying you need to focus on your own happiness. But this is a pretty good reading. Again, I would, with the sun here, magician, I would definitely focus on things that bring you joy and happiness and, kind of like abundance. I would also pay attention to the little things that do that as well. There's something about this reading about the tiny little details being important. But all in all, this is a really good reading here, Gemini. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your month.